welcome to the St. Pete by Night Twitch stream where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer 5th edition game of Vampire the Masquerade, and sometimes Hunter the Reckoning, and also coming soon, Werewolf the Apocalypse. It's been a while, long time no see, y'all. The last time we did a stream was in March, and now it's May, and it has been a wild 6 or so weeks since then, but we're happy to be back. My name is Kent, at MishaKent on all social media. I am the lead storyteller of St. Pete by Night, celebrating 16 some odd months of running now, which I am blown away by. But tonight we are having our Elysium stream back from a bit of a break, and we are going to kick it off with these amazing players and storytellers that make up St. Petersburg by Night. Take it away.
Hi, I am Rage Mouse on all the things that matter, with and without an E. I play Marguerite Fearson, the Principal of Faith of St. Petersburg and member of Clan Lasombra.
I'm Kindle. You can find me on Kindle the Elemental on TikTok. I play Ruth Hamilton, Sheriff of St. Petersburg, and member of Clan Gangrel.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Crafty Mirage on all socials, and I play Carmen Alvarez, the Herald of St. Petersburg and of Clan Toreador.
Hi, I'm at Nick Shadow. I can be found on most social media, and if you can't find me, I'm probably not there. If I am, I don't know. Let me know. I am playing Benny Sorokin, Primogen of Clan Bruja.
Hi, I'm Burnham Wood on TikTok and other social media stuff, and I'm playing Shug McAllister, the Primogen Clan Gang.
Hey folks, I am Caffeinatrix on TikTok. I am playing Amethyst Hughes, the emissary to the Hecata.
Hello, I am John. I am that nerd guy on TikTok, and I will be playing Nathaniel Hawthorne, the Primogen of the Lasombra.
Hello, people. I am Champagne, or Champ, whatever. I will be playing Charlie, Primogen of the Malkavians.
Hello, everyone. I am the Fangless Wolf, the better of the two Fanglesses. I will be playing Alistair, Whip of the Nosferatu.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aggressively Violet on TikTok, and I will be playing Lark, representing Clan Toreador this evening.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lakar, the Lakar across all the socials, and I am playing Dr. Alexander Dottore of Clan Tremere.
Hi, everybody. I'm Einar, at Einar of the North on all the social medias you can find me on. And tonight I'll be playing Whip of Clan Ventru, John Sexton.
Hi, all. I am Jen, the Jenquisition on TikTok, and I will be playing Eden McNeil of Clan Gangrel.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Kyrie, and I'll be playing Ian Farrow, the Anarch Emissary to the Camarilla.
St. Petersburg has suffered many threats since its inception. The threat of not gaining praxis, the threat of Sabbat, the threat of supposed anarchs, the threat of traitors, the threat of ghosts, the threat of mages, the threat of Guru. To say that this city has had its handfuls for the last 16 or so months would be an understatement. And yet, they seem to be facing their greatest threat yet, that of Theo, the Nefandi, who seeks to unmake the world, to give it a fresh restart. But the Kindred of St. Petersburg have been binding together to stop this threat, to continue what was their promised immortality, their promised existence. The biggest question that has been weighing was, will they be able to accomplish this task, and will they have to do it without their leader, Prince Isabel de Navarra, as she has been suffering the effects of the beckoning. There has been hope that she could return with the assistance of some thin blood alchemy known as the Draft Dodger, something that would put off the beckoning for 6 months. Unfortunately, about 6 months ago, she took her first dose and extended her period. Now, she has to take a second, and the question weighs heavily upon the minds of the kindred in the know. Is it going to work? And if so, how well? So tonight, the kindred gather for Elysium, some with bated breath, wondering if their prince will once again take the throne, or if this city will find itself without a leader facing its greatest threat yet. Tonight, the Dali has stepped back in time. As you enter into the atrium, you're greeted with the soft, lilting sounds of La Vie en Rose being played by a smooth jazz band that can't be seen. The floor has been changed to black tile with a gold geometric design inlay, while the walls and ceiling hide behind thick hangings of black velvet. Curtains of tiny lights sparkle behind bolts of sheer gold cloth that drape along the walls in graceful swoops, while more strands of lights arc between several large crystal chandeliers. Large Grecian pedestals frame the room with their vases of assortments of pale champagne, gold, and black ostrich feathers, while tall cocktail tables dot the room, their black tablecloths laced liberally with gold threads to catch more of the soft light. Waiters move through the crowd of kindred dressed in 1920s tailored tuxedos, their trays polished to their own shine. More sheer gold cloth acts as a backdrop for the dais at the far end of the room, and its center stands the true jewel of the room. A large Baroque throne sits, waiting for its prince. Its black frame is intricately carved with roses lightly dusted in gold to emphasize their appearance, while its pale champagne velvet upholstery glows under the warm lights of the room. 2 more Grecian vases flank the throne, with black roses spilling from their rims in an artful cascade instead of the ostrich feathers the others hold. At this point, the Herald of St. Petersburg, Carmen Alvarez, takes her place at the bottom of the dais.
Carmen steps forward. She is wearing a flapper dress, but the skirts are made of feathers rather than fringe. And she just gives a long look to all of the kindred gathered who don't know any information. And she'll just glance up at the stairs behind her and look to the crowd again. Kindred of St. Petersburg, by order of your prince and under the right of the 5th tradition, I call this Elysium to order. You stand in the domain of your prince, and she pauses, Isabel de Navarra.
With that, the doors at the top of the stairs open, but Isabel isn't to be seen. Nobody stands in the double doors. After a few long, pregnant moments of silence, Isabel arrives, dressed in a sequined tuxedo that ends in a miniskirt just below her waist. The light kind of gleams off of each of the sequins, igniting her almost in a burst of color. She holds a long cigarette holder with a cigarette in the end lit. Her hair is slicked back very comfortably, and she is probably looking the best she's looked in at least a month, possibly longer, though there are clearly the effects of weight on her shoulders still weighing on her based on the small bags under her eyes, but she is completely blushed, her skin flush with the warm pink tone that would betray her to be kind. She makes her way down the staircase, slowly and surely, a small, kind of distant smile on her face as she takes in the view of the room in its entirety. As she reaches the bottom of the stairs, she makes her way through the kindred to the base of the dais, climbing the steps, turning and facing everyone. Good evening, kindred of St. Petersburg. It's been quite some time. I'm happy to see you again. She sits upon the throne.
Carmen smiles and then looks to the crowd once more. Principal of Faith, Marguerite Fearson of Clan La Sombra.
Marguerite would be showing just great relief and elated smiles, seeing that the prince did come and sits before her. She'd come forward and reverence very deeply, unable to remove the smile on her face, and then she would wait for the prince to let her know if she can approach and take her usual spot next to her.
The prince gives a nod and gestures to the seat next to her.
She'd move slowly because the beaded evening flapper she's wearing clearly is very heavy as a piece of fabric covered in such weighted glass beads, but she would be careful, and like when she touched anything against her, you'd hear little tick, 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 tick of the beads hitting those things.
Sheriff Ruth Hamilton of Clan Gangrel.
Ruth would move forward. She's just wearing a button-up, wide tie, suspenders, and slacks. To step forward to the prince, bow deeply, nod over to Marguerite, and then move to her usual spot in the back.
Representing Clan Toreador, Lark.
Lark would move forward. You will hear the slight clatter of the beads that adorn her long evening gown that is very reminiscent of the 20s, but also somewhat modern. It is green, faded into gold. She will stop before the prince and curtsy low before standing up, nodding at the rest of the court and taking her place.
Primogen Charlie of Clan Malkavian.
Charlie will walk in. She's dressed less like a flapper, more like a 1920s Hollywood. And she makes her way to the prince, bows deeply, and takes her place.
Dr. Alex Dottore, Primogen of Clan Tremere.
Alex will step out and make his way towards the prince and everyone. He's in full black on black suit, tie, shoes, and he gives a very formal and deep bow to the prince before making his way off to the side.
Primogen Shug McAllister of Clan Gangrel.
Shug walks up to the dais. In the theme of the event, he's wearing socks that he's worn since 1925 and other clothes, and gives the prince a salute. And he says very quietly, "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past," and takes his place.
Primogen Benny Sorokin of Clan Bruja.
Benny strides out of the crowd wearing a white shirt, suspenders, dark pants, her usual shoes, a coat over her shoulders, a fedora with a red under trim on it, and the tie is not been done. It just kind of hangs around her neck, kind of channeling that Peaky Blinders vibe today, and makes her way forward, takes her hat off, does a very low bow, and then takes her place.
Primogen Nathaniel Hawthorne of Clan Lasombra.
Nathaniel walks in wearing a suit that looks like it's well worn and of the time period, with a rose lapel pin on the lapel, and he walks up to the dais and takes a very deep bow to the prince and takes his place.
Whip Alistair of Clan Nosferatu.
Alistair will step forward in a black suit with white pinstripes going down it. He'll step up to the dais and deep bow and take off his fedora before taking his spot.
Whip John Sexton of Clan Ventru.
John will step forward out of the crowd, offer a deep bow of respect to the prince before taking his place with the rest.
Emissary Amethyst Hughes of Clan Hekata.
Amethyst comes down wearing a bright light blue flapper dress with fringe top to bottom. She also has feathers in her hair, that get lost in the thing, so I'm not wearing them. She comes forward to the prince, gives her a little like kind of swishy bow, or like a swishy curtsy, and takes her place.
Representing the Harpy, Eden McNeil of Clan Gangrel.
Eden will step forward wearing a cream satin slip dress, and she will approach the dais, give a very deep curtsy to the prince before taking the place of the Harpy at the prince's side.
Emissary Ian Farrow of the Anarchs.
Ian will make his way forward, wearing a green suit or gray tweed suit jacket, black tie, black leather driving gloves, his newsy tucked into the right front of his jacket pocket. Tip his head, and take his place.
Well, St. Petersburg, it's been some time and we have some catching up to do. Thankfully, it seems most of us have enjoyed a respite for these past 5 or 6 weeks, but we must be ever vigilant. So, let us get to the business of the court, shall we? Harold, if you please.
Clan Gangrel wishes to address the court today.
Aye, a couple pieces of business, reminders for people, and one piece of news from the transportation coterie. Just a notification for everybody that if you are in an emergency situation and we're calling for transport, there's a code that can let us know that it's an emergency, that it might be dangerous, and that haste will be required. My code is 333. So when you're making your call, include 333, 33s, 333, whichever, and we'll know. On clan business, when we first had Elysium here, and Clan Gangrel were invited to this domain, the prince decreed that the preserves and large parks would be set as hunting ground for my clan. That proclamation was not rescinded. So, if you weren't aware, you're aware now that parks and preserves are only for hunting of Clan Gangrel. Also, do not go into Whedon Reserve, or you will die messily. That's all.
The Gangrel have been one of the most stout allies of this city since its inception. If it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't be here for many, many, many reasons. They have made sacrifices, they have shown loyalty, and they have given of themselves freely to ensure the safety of this city. I request that everyone please respect the proclamation that was made many months ago. I know we've had many new arrivals in the city, but I'd like to remind the Primogen and the other elders of their clans, this proclamation still stands. So please inform your young that the Gangrel have the preserves, and so it shall remain. Thank you, Primogen.
Clan Toreador has some business to bring to the court.
A couple of pieces of information. Clan Toreador has opened up St. Pete's Pier to all of the members of the city. Please access it through the dolly. And while you're there, beware of Bruce. The other piece of information is the costuming department will be holding a class at the next Elysium. This class will be covering dining mishaps. So if you feel like you need to take the class, or you know somebody who should, please make them aware that that will be happening.
Very good. I am excited to see that the pier is once again open. After all the years of remodeling that it took, it is a marvel to behold, and it is a piece of beauty that the Toreador have willingly opened up to share with the rest of the kindred of the city. Please take advantage of it and enjoy the sights and the opportunity that it presents. Thank you, Lark.
Clan Hikata has some business.
Yes, thank you. I know a lot of the city is abuzz with our biggest threat at the moment. But to offer a little reassurance that there are pieces in play. We are making some progress. We have had a lot of new information. If you are going to be asked to play a specific role, we will approach you. I believe it has been stated before, please don't go looking for trouble. This is a very delicate situation, and the people who are involved are involved for a reason. If you have any questions, you're welcome to come ask me myself. The other piece of business is the research coterie. We announced it once, many months ago. We have a few more resources, a broader array of resources than the library does. So if you're looking for something that ain't Kinder specific, we are happy to help. We're here for the city's benefit. Thank you.
Thank you, Emissary.
And La Sombra, they have a couple of bits of news.
Yes, mainly just that I do have an interim whip if I am not available and anyone has any pertinent business for the clan as a whole. Mr. Bruno Desmond will be acting as the whip going forward on my behalf. That's really all the pertinent information, Harold, my prince.
Thank you, Primogen. I am also in discussion with Clan Lysombra about their territory and borders, so please make sure to check your maps as soon as the information is available, so that you are not accidentally intruding upon a territory you did not know was previously claimed. But I will make sure that the information is made available and that the Herald delivers the updated maps to all of the Primogen and clans. Thank you, Primogen.
Mr. Farrow, I believe you have some news.
Nod his head, step forward. Esteemed members of the Camarilla, it is with profound sadness that I must inform you of the untimely passing of John Hugo, the operator of Asylum. He was a well-known member of our community. His efforts have provided us with a venue that has allowed us to find common ground. I believe his passing is a reminder that the risks we all face in these nights, those of us that are the most visible, are often the most vulnerable. As we mourn his loss, we eagerly await the opening of Asylum, where we have shared many cherished moments with our cousins and friends in St. Petersburg. In addition to that somber news, I have an important announcement regarding the leadership of Franklin Square. It's my honor to inform you that Mr. Zeke London will be assuming the esteemed position of Baron. Should you have any outstanding business with Merrick, I urge you to direct those concerns to Mr. London. His capable hands will ensure that any ongoing matters are addressed promptly and efficiently. As always, we wish to reaffirm and nurture the bonds that unite us as we strive for a future defined by harmony and mutual respect. Thank you.
Thank you, Emissary. We, as a court, would like to express our condolences for the loss of Mr. Hugo, and please pass that along to the Anarchs and the Barons, if you would. Is there any other business this evening, Harold?
Yes, I believe Miss Fearson wanted to say a few words.
Yes, I am happy to report that the charity event held last evening was incredibly successful, and that there were no incidents, supernatural or otherwise, and that this allows us to establish a coterie underneath the principality to serve the city. And I am very much so looking forward to being able to do more good with the La Sombra achieving their own territory coming forth. The rules inside the principality's territory will return to as it was. You cannot hunt here. You cannot bring it. Basically, it is the same rules as Elysium. We expect that it is a place that is safe and is not drawing attention and can best serve the needs and well-being of the kindred here.
Thank you, Principal. Harold, was there anything else?
I believe if the representative from the Harpies office has some news.
It has come into effect that Trevor Terry of Clan Ventrue has taken the Primogen position, and I will be taking over as interim Harpy until a formal election can be held. In this time of fluctuation, I don't plan to make any changes to the office, but if anyone does have any questions regarding boons or the like, they are more than welcome to contact me or any of the other talents as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Harpy. Is there any other business, Harold?
Just from the sheriff's office.
Yes, I'm here to announce that we have 2 new deputies. Craven Valentine of the Hakata and Percival Crow of the Ventrue.
Very good. Let it be known that Percival Crow and Craven Valentine are afforded the rights attributed to all the hounds and deputies under the sheriff's watch. You will grant them the respect and access they need to further their investigations, especially in these times of trouble. Thank you, Sheriff. At this point, the prince rises from the throne. In these recent nights, I've spent a lot of time thinking about change. Being a kindred of 600 years, I have seen a great deal of change. The Industrial Revolution, the forming of these United States of America, the uprising of the Sabbat, as well as the downfall, the Anarch movement. Change amongst kindred is inevitable. It can be feared, it can be sorrowful. It can cause pain, but it can also bring joy. We must accept change. Even if it causes us to adjust our ways, even if it causes us to move in directions we didn't expect. It was change that brought this city into existence. It was change that brought the Anarchs to our north in a peaceful truce. And it is change that is going to continue to see this city grow. There are some changes that we can't accept. Theo would see this world change in a way that we cannot accept, a way that would bring an end to everything as we know it. Eventually, this city will change, and I will not be here to see it. And frankly, that change is likely coming sooner rather than later. But I ask that if you do mourn for me, know that it was my choice. That the time had come and there was no other option. And that I did it to ensure that this city could continue to grow, continue to change, whether it's under my dream for it or another's. This is the way of what we are. I have long believed that the future was in the hands of the young. And I have seen so many of the young of this city advance to positions that would have been unheard of in the greater Camarilla. Primogen, Sheriff, Seneschal. We evolve, we grow, we change. Something that some of our elders would be very, very hesitant and resistant to. but I ask each and every one of you to accept change. Some of these changes include some that were announced even this evening. New deputies, a new interim harpy. Congratulations, Eden. A new primogen of the Ventru to sit upon this council, and Trevor Terry, the long-standing harpy of this city. The return of our dear whip, John Sexton of the Ventru. We must change or we will perish. And if there is anything that I hope to leave behind when I do make my final journey to the east, I hope it is a city that will long outlive me, a dream that will be carried on in the young, and a future for all kindred where we don't have to be at odds, where we don't have to be victims of the jihad, where we can coexist and thrive. That being said, with change, we must keep some of the traditions that we've left behind. Two such traditions that are often taken for granted in this city are the traditions of domain and the tradition of hospitality. Don't forget that you don't know everything. What you think may just simply be a business might actually be a haven, and by entering in, you are submitting yourself to the hospitality of the host who owns that haven, and it is to be respected. If you cannot offer the respect to the hospitality that is granted, you are, in fact, breaking one of our traditions. And I'm not simply talking about an outdated set of rules that were set forth 600 years ago. It is a tradition of respect. If we can't respect one another, what are we other than animals and predators? And as someone who has been fighting off their base predatorial urge harder than I ever have in my entire existence, trust me, that's not where you want to end up. So please remember our traditions for what they were meant to represent. Respect. Respect for your elders, respect for one another, and respect for our future. In one final change, I must look to the future, because I know my time is limited, that my dream must be carried on after me. I have decided to name a seneschal. It has been quite some time, and we have had some struggles with this position in the past, but there is no other choice. I have to pick someone to carry on after I'm gone, and I hope this council agrees with my decision when it is time to name the prince in my absence. My grandchilder, Carmine Russo of Clan Toreador, will be taking the position of seneschal. He has held my vision. He has shown loyalty, and while he isn't what I would define to be a true Toreador, he is a good-hearted kindred, and he believes in the same things that I believe. And when I am gone, I believe he will carry on my vision. Unfortunately, my grandchilder couldn't be here tonight to accept this accolade, as he claims there is a new exhibit coming to the museum, and that's more pressing than dressing up in tuxedos. He is most certainly my childer. Thank you all for attending this Elysium. Thank you all for giving me hope in this future. And thank you all for the undoubted sacrifices that are coming, the pain, the hardship. But as long as your loyalty stands, so too will my dream, regardless if I'm here to see it or not. Enjoy the hospitality of this Elysium. Be good to one another, because it is so easy to give in to the urge of bad. Good evening, St. Petersburg, and I hope I will see you again soon. And with that, we bring to an end this session of Elysium of St. Pete by Night. Thank you to these amazing players and storytellers that have made up this game. Change is indeed inevitable, and this game is ever evolving and changing, and we hope each and every one of you will join us for a long and lush future. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us on St. Pete by Night on all social media, and follow these amazing players and storytellers. They make this world possible. And if you aren't a part of St. Pete by Night, come and join us. All the links are down below on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you all very much. We have some exciting streams coming up over the next month or so, including the strike against Theo. So stay tuned. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely evening. Good night.